What if the EU quietly shifted the rules on consent and tracking, and most analytics teams didn't notice? That's why the Digital Omnibus proposal is worth paying attention to. It's framed as a simplification package for AI, data, cyber, and privacy laws, but in practice, it reopens key parts of the GDPR, e-privacy, and the AI Act at the same time. And just to be clear, it's still a proposal, so the final wording can change, but the direction of travel is already pretty interesting for anyone working in GA4, GTM, or a CMP. Here are the 6 shifts being discussed. In plain terms, first, personal data becomes more relative. So the same ID could be treated as personal in one organization, but not in another, depending on whether they can realistically identify the person behind it. Second, there may be more room to push back on subject access requests, not by blocking rights completely, but by rejecting or charging for requests that look abusive or not genuinely about data protection. Third, the proposal explicitly names the development and operation of AI systems or models as a legitimate interest. That could give organizations a more direct path to process personal data for training, as long as safeguards and balancing tests are met. Fourth, cookies and device access could shift closer to GDPR. The proposal introduces a new Article 88A that would regulate reading and writing data on phones, laptops, and other devices. Consent would still be needed in many cases, but there may be a wider list of exceptions like security and fraud prevention. Fifth, instead of constant cookie banners, it proposes reducing fatigue by letting users store preferences in the browser or the operating system. That could lead to one-click consent choices that apply across many sites for a set period, like 6 months. And sixth, more time before high-risk AI rules fully kick in. Timelines that were expected from 2026 could be pushed back with long stop dates in late 2027 and 2028. So what does that mean for real setups? It means IDs like ad IDs, device IDs, pseudonymous IDs, and hashed emails might end up in grayer territory for some organizations. But even if interpretations loosen, teams will still need to prove consent signals and tag behavior match what users were told, because trust and reputation become the real constraint, not just the legal minimum. If you want the practical breakdown for analytics teams, we're hosting a live session, Future of Consent, what the EU Digital Omnibus means for analytics. It's now happening on Tuesday, the 3rd of February 2026, and it's fully online. Bring your GA4, GTM, and CMP questions, and we'll keep it practical. I'm curious, do you think teams will track more if the rules loosen or tighten consent even further to stay on the safe side?